Papa? Yes, child? When will Todd show us Starfield gameplay? Soon, my child. Soon. The Xbox and Bethesda showcase has been announced for June 12th, 2022. In a mere month or so, at the time of this video's conception, we will gaze upon Todd Howard as he, in a highly detailed resolution, walks out onto a stage and tells us about how much Starfield will just work, and why we need to pre-order the legendary Starfield Collector's Pack with astronomical star charts and constellation-approved space watch.
I want that.
It is me, Biscuits. I have emerged from my hermit cave to begin the repeating cycle of uploading a video, then going off to hide in the mountains, ignoring and neglecting everyone for about a month, until the time when I emerge once again and upload a video. It's a vicious cycle, but I'm back again, revitalized and ready. In the last few months, Bethesda have been releasing a steady stream of bite-sized tidbits of Starfield info, covering anything from concept art and sound design, to factions, dialogue systems, and more. Also, alongside this confirmed info, we are bombarded with countless leaks and speculations. I know for a fact that many of you at home have watched my videos for the Starfield coverage. I respect that. I too am curious about Starfield. It is one of my greatest passions in life, alongside investigating Todd Howard and his obvious link to interdimensional beings. I'm onto you, Todd. I'm onto you. I will be the first to admit that I have done my fair share of speculation and overhyping. I personally enjoy indulging in such things, but at times I have been reckless and irresponsible in wielding the powers of the Starfield hype train. This is a problem. Hyping potential game features or creating expectations based on rumours or leaks can be damaging to people's future enjoyment of said game. How so? Well, I'm glad you asked. If gamers build up a perception of a game in their mind, and then once the inevitable release of said game comes and they get to play the game for themselves, if said game doesn't match up to their expectations, some gamers will be prevented from enjoying the game for what it is, and instead get distracted by what the game isn't or fail to turn out to be. This is a shame. This is why I won't mention the latest leak and Constellation Dev Diary that seems to confirm a feature that we have been wondering about: manual spaceflight. Sound director
Mark Lampert.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Spoke of how Starfield presents a new challenge for him in that previous Bethesda games were solely planetary based, whereas Starfield has the vastness of space to create music and sound for, implying that perhaps space travel will be experienced by the player in some way. Many internet people took this to be confirmation of manual spaceflight. But is it? If manual spaceflight is not in the game, will they be sad? Will you be sad? Will I be sad? This is a prime example of the dangers of speculation. We haven't seen any gameplay yet. There's not much to go on in terms of visuals. We've had concept art in abundance, showing the basic feel of locations. But concept art is just that, a concept. And we have had a short in-engine cinematic trailer. That's all. Recently, a developer spoke of how they have leveled up their character creator, and the game uses photo scanning technology, or photogrammetry as it's known, to produce the people in the world, so their faces shouldn't look like melted plastic. But that doesn't substitute for real in-game footage. Don't even get me started on the dialogue system. We don't even know what it will look like. All they've said is that the dialogue system has been reimagined, with aspects inspired by older Bethesda games such as Oblivion. Although they wanted a persuasion minigame thing, the conversations are supposed to feel realistic and natural. It's like you are really trying to convince someone of something, instead of just passing a robotic speech check or choosing the right thing to say. Logical. The all-wise Todd Howard quipped that Starfield's dialogue system may well be the best one in any of their games. We'll be the judge of that, Todd. It's too early to speculate on the RPG aspects of Starfield, so it's not worth mentioning how Todd referred to the fact that many modern games include aspects of leveling up and custom character creation, but that many people are ready for old-school RPG systems to make a return, but done in a new way, and how with Starfield they are going back to backgrounds, traits, defining your character, all those stats. In truth, most people never wanted those systems to leave their games. That's why so many people got upset with Fallout 4 and how it streamlined the skill systems and dialogue choices. To see more detailed RPG elements make a return in Starfield would be a welcome sight. Todd said that that is what they will do, but how well will it be done? Speculating here is dangerous. Many people want an immersive RPG, and getting their hopes up too high for this could be risky. We will have to wait and see. Another subject that I don't want to discuss until we get more concrete details on are the factions. Todd and friends have stated many times that you work for an organization of space explorers known as Constellation.
You're part of Constellation now.
4 other major factions have been mentioned: the Freestar Collective, United Colonies, Ryzen Industries, and the Pirates of the Crimson Fleet. Some smaller groups have also been confirmed, such as House of Arun. Speaking of pirates, Bethesda developer number 554562121037 spoke glowingly about the pirates, and how they are actually a joinable faction in the game. You can become a space pirate in Starfield, or if you prefer, you can work against their interests by taking on the role of an undercover space cop and snitch on them to your superiors. But so many unanswered questions remain. Can you issue speeding tickets? Will you be able to eat space donuts? Will you have a police siren on top of your spaceship? Too many unanswered questions in my mind to warrant a discussion on the space pirates in Starfield. There has been some speculation on the game's beginning. Will you start the game as a prisoner on some prison colony? Will you escape a prison ship and make a bid for freedom in the settled systems? Will Starfield finally allow players to not start the game as a prisoner in some sense? Apparently, each faction has their own unique questline, as in Fallout 4. But will that mean 3 unique game starts? Debating this is pointless and damaging to our fragile bodies. Let's wait and find out, possibly on June 12th, 2022. The only thing we know for sure about Starfield is that it is very big and very long. What does that even mean? Space is very big and very long. It would take many thousands of years using current technology to travel between solar systems in our real-life galaxy. That's not fun. Surely Todd would not do that to us. Surely Todd means that there are lots of content in Starfield. But is it good content? Is it, Todd? Stressing about such questions will... I know what you're doing, Vasco. You think you can just wave at me and trick me into mentioning the recent bite-sized Bethesda video discussing the various Vasco models and upgrades available to the player, essentially turning Vasco into a perfect utility robot to aid us on our interplanetary travels. Not going to happen, Vasco. Not going to happen. So you see, I don't want to talk about Starfield before I get to play it for myself. These teasers aren't enough. I need first-hand experience with the game itself. I don't want to be that guy that hypes you up for a game he hasn't played. So I'm keeping quiet about Starfield. At least until I've played enough to make my decision. Or until release day. Or at least until we get closer to the release. Okay, until June 12th. Okay, I'll talk a bit about Starfield after June 12th. 2022. Thanks for watching.